What's up, y'all? I am Will, and I am I'm already butchering things, and I'm not even 6 words into this show yet. Y'all, I am Will, and this is The Way We See It. There we go, everybody. Like I said, I am with my best group of friends tonight, so without further ado, who am I with, guys? Who's all here in the studio?
It's Luke.
Jonathan.
No. John, back up. That's not your name.
Oh, Banker.
Wait, who's Jonathan?
Banker. Yeah, who's John? Do we have a new guy on the show tonight?
Hey,
Holy
JP,
cow,
where
guys!
you at? Pumping that tire up?
Yeah, we got Jessica now. Jessica, welcome to The Way We See It. We were just kicking this show off, introducing it. We are recording now, and we were just worried about your tire. Where are you? Are you on like the side of the road?
No, I'm not really on the side of the road. I pulled off. I somehow made it past the highway in Raleigh, and I pulled off in Garner. I'm sorry, what did you say?
Emergency brake?
Yeah, the emergency brake's on.
Nice and tight?
Yeah, all the way up. You can double check. But yeah,
Holy cow, guys! Like, Jessica needs some props real quick. All right, y'all. So y'all probably just heard if you're on the podcast of this. If y'all are watching us on YouTube right now, y'all just saw Jessica's on the side of the road talking to a serviceman about a broken car, and she's still on the show tonight. That's freaking commitment right there.
I'm hanging out.
So Jessica, I'm actually glad you're here. We're here with Devin, the Baker, with Luke. So we were just talking about something a moment ago. Jonathan, our story that we were talking about right before we hit record. So Jessica, Jonathan texted me this week while I'm at work. Devin and I are together at work, and Jonathan texted me. He's like, "Hey, Will."
Sorry, I'm walking away.
Thank you. The Baker texted me this week at work. Well, Devin and I are out paving, doing stuff, and he's like, "Hey, I got this business idea." And so I'm like, "All right, Baker, what is this business idea?" And he was like, "You know how they make latex out of the stuff in avocados?" He was like, "What if we could make condoms out of avocados and sell avocado condoms?" So this is the point where I exit the story. And Jonathan, you're on the platform to talk to Jessica, talk to Devin, and talk to Luke about this idea.
All right.
How are you gonna go about engineering that? Like, do you know how to make that?
No, so I was thinking, like, look, I had an avocado one day. I was making it with some chicken, and I sat there, and I'm like, why can't we eat a lot of avocado? Like, you know, it's not good to have a whole avocado. I mean, like, it's good to have, like, part of it because of the fats. And
Wait,
like,
time out, John. So, I know I said I'd recluse myself at this point in the conversation, but so you were sitting around eating an avocado, putting this shit in your mouth, right? And the thought that you came out of all this is, this will make a really good condom.
Well, no, because they mentioned, so they're like, well, I can't eat too much of the avocado because it's got latex in it. I'm allergic to it. And I was like, wow, don't they make condoms out of latex? And I was like, what if we made an avocado condom? It's vegan, okay? It might taste good. It'll be biodegradable using the latex out of avocados. I'm like, this is a great business idea.
Dude, it could be edible.
Exactly. You could eat the
right. Hey, no, seriously. If we bend the molecules right, we could make it bend, and it would actually be like an avocado on there, an avocado jacket. I swear to God, like if we if we blended them with the what's it called? It's like an oxygon gene or a molecule, and it would bend. We would be able to. Hey, I'd say we don't post this video. We do this idea. I'm all game.
I don't know. Wait, when John told me this, I was like, the first thing that popped in my head is like, we have to talk about this on the show.
Yeah, I think we could run with it and actually make a killing and push the boundaries.
Well, like
condom.
Avocado rain jackets, avocado condoms, avocado.
I bought a condom with a pepper on it before that said spicy. So I know people buy avocado ones that actually taste like an avocado.
Okay, so who is your target market here? Who are we going to sell these condoms to?
People that
Seniors.
Girls.
People that strive to protect the environment. People that want humanely sourced materials.
I think they sell themselves.
I think the avocado condoms would really sell themselves.
Hey, what's that, Devin? Are you trying to talk?
Yeah, we could tell them to be.
Devin,
Yeah.
you need to get closer to Wi-Fi. You're breaking up. We can't hear you.
Oh man.
I don't know what's going on with Devin. But while we work to get him back, Jessica, are you still there? I wanted to hear your opinion on this idea.
So I think it's a great idea, especially for right now. I mean, everybody's all like, save the world, like economy, everything in that genre. Plus, like, I mean, if they're already doing it in one way, you might as well do it in another, and it's edible. Yeah, that's cool.
So why? Are you gonna like eat your
but, like-
condom? Are you gonna eat your condom after?
No, I'm not gonna like eat it.
Okay.
Hey,
So,
you need the protein. You know, you get your fats in from the avocado.
Oh. Okay, we are moving on from this subject. We digress as a show, clearly. But John, thank you for bringing that to the table. You know what we ought to do? We ought to go get some condoms made and like print the show's logo on it and the website and like like one of those QR codes for people to scan to go to our show right here, and then go give away avocado condoms.
brand awareness. I'm all for it.
Exactly. That's why you're in
condoms out
marketing,
at a bar
Jessica.
would be the best thing you could possibly do.
Yes. All right, we're going to do that. All right, so thank you guys for participating in that. The next item that we have on the agenda for tonight, so we were speaking later today as a group. I know that, y'all, we have a lot of conversations on air, but for those of y'all that don't know, we're together doing this because we also have a lot of conversations off air as well. And the cast and the crew was bringing to my attention today this situation going on in Afghanistan. And I know that there's been a lot of news coverage on it, but that's exactly what we're going to do tonight, because I think that there's a lot of good things, a lot of bad things, a lot of hard, just from all different angles, and that needs to be talked about. So before we go any further, guys, what is on the news today with this Afghanistan situation?
Well, so kind of from my understanding of what's going on, and I've watched a couple documentaries on it, that the Taliban controlled a significant amount of Afghanistan. We were en route to pulling out of Afghanistan, and it just happened really quick. They blitzed Kabul, and then next thing you know, people are rushing onto planes to get out of there. And now we have a mess. One thing I did watch, there was a documentary, I think it was Vice, that I watched.
So John, with this mess, you're talking about people trying to get out of there. Haven't there been issues of American tourists, or not even American tourists, but rather American citizens, so people that belong to this country that we live in, that we've sworn to protect, both from enemies, foreign and domestic, that have been killed or captured or have not been able to get out of the country? This isn't just affecting the local people that live there. We have people from all nationalities and countries that are just trying to get home that have been swept up in this mess too, right?
Yeah, I think I haven't heard too much onto that aspect. It was more so the climbing to the event itself. I was watching this documentary on Vice, and it spoke about how they were with this unit that was the last stand against the Taliban in Kabul. And overnight, they struck a deal with the Taliban to lay down their arms and give them the American equipment for free passage to the airport. So they wouldn't so they'd let the planes leave and everything. And then they were talking about how the Taliban were letting foreigners into the airport. They weren't killing them or something. I think Taliban's most strategic move to ever be considered a legitimate government, which I hopefully will not ever see. But
because that's the question, right? Isn't that what they want, is to be considered a legitimate government and entity and controller of the world and be taken seriously? But to do that, they essentially need China, Russia, America to back off, don't they? Yeah, Luke, China,
they're sitting here
political
telling people,
consultant.
No, they're telling people to mark their doors, and if their daughters, mark your door if you have a wife or a daughter over the age of 13. And I could only assume why they would do that.
yeah, I think what the Taliban is doing is awful.
It's a pretty fucked thing to do.
Yeah, and in no way do I ever think they should be recognized as a legitimate government. And I really hope the world steps in to
Dude, we
remove
need to
something.
send more people in there.
Yeah.
I think we need
Well,
more army there.
it's a tricky situation because I feel like we need to stop dipping our toes in other people's problems and let them solve it themselves, essentially. But at the same time, I don't think we as Americans can stand by and watch what's going down happen. Especially since we're so human rights focused and
Well, I mean that's a good point though, John. But at the same time, I mean, aren't people tired of this never-ending war in the Middle East, and they're tired of the way that we've been fighting it, and the way that we've been spending on it? And I mean, so what's the answer here? Because ultimately, I mean, what are we trying to get on this? I mean, to accomplish peace in the Middle East, I mean, you say that. I mean, we want them to do the humanitarian thing, but I also think there are a lot of people who are tired of this whole war in the Middle East.
Hey, I say we go over there, kill all the ones who were Taliban, and then just let the rest live. I mean,
Yeah.
like, why, I don't
I'm in
understand. If
agreement.
they're posing a threat, if you're a threat to somebody, I want to pluck them as soon as I can. And if they're saying death to Americans, hey, fuck them.
So,
And they're killing Christians.
Yeah, seriously.
okay, so that's a slippery slope, though. So, are we talking about people who are a threat to others, or are we talking about
It's genocide.
the governmental crisis going on in Afghanistan right now? Because if we're going to do that, I mean, we could start. My first thought, Luke, was we could start with that at home. There's a lot of people who get off doing things here that it's probably more of an issue within our own borders if that's going to be the mindset. But then Jonathan's over here talking about, are we gonna give this country away, and are we gonna let this terrorism group set up shop in what used to be the government of Afghanistan, and as a result control the borders around this country and what happens inside of it?
No, I'm saying kill the Taliban. Save the civilians. Like, if you're claimed to be part of the Taliban, I think we should take you out. I don't think we should, cooperate with them, send them somewhere else. I mean, I just think, they're just going to breed more
really
little Taliban babies.
you know what's difficult fighting the Taliban? The fact that they blend in. Their idea, it's like a mindset that they have. That's why it's so hard to catch them in the United States, because it's almost like a mindset they need to have, a form of extremism. It's not so much we can identify them all,
John, that's what I was trying to get to, because so if we take Luke's suggestion, which Luke, I'm not saying is wrong or is bad, but if we just go kill people for straight up being terrorists, yes, in the moment, Luke is right. We may eliminate the threat that person may cause. However, John, I think you're also right in saying that, this is a mindset, it's a belief. Hating Americans or wanting to take over the land, or, inflict extreme beliefs on others, which are the core issues that we're talking about. That is a mindset, a religious, it's a way of life for people.
Dude, there's so many people there who are asking us to come over there and help right now.
There are. I spent a year in the Middle East with the United States.
There's more people that want us there than want us
There
gone.
are. Yes. So many people want us intervening and want help because, even the government doesn't help. People don't realize this, but the United States military do things even as basic as, giving cigarettes or giving seeds, seeds to plant, or giving old MREs that even the soldiers aren't going to eat to them, or giving the locals. When I was deployed, and when we would go on convoys, in our pickup trucks and in our Humvees, we would have cases and cases of bottled water. Because being dehydrated, not having water in the military was never a thing. They always had water for you. We would give out bottles of water to kids growing up in the desert that were, that was the way we help people that doesn't really get known. So it's not just security, it's helping a whole way of life. And again, but people are torn. So, John, you and Luke are both right. Devin, what do you think about this? You've been quiet over there.
Well, you can't really hear me. I guess my connection isn't very great.
Well, thus far it hasn't.
Could you hear me at all?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead. Tell us what you think. How do you see it?
Okay. Yeah, I think government. And then I was hearing that they were going around asking people, and if you responded that you were Christian, they would kill you. So, I mean, and then the problem of good luck getting to the airport, but once you're at the airport, you're fine. That's an issue.
So this is just in the country of Afghanistan that we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
That's so far.
All right.
I mean, they're going to other places to advance their knowledge so they can use our equipment and machines. They're going to go see people we've trained and then get trained by them.
I'm seeing that now, Luke. So as of 5 hours ago, I'm looking at the top stories on Google News right now. As y'all know, I'm weird about citing my sources. As of 5 hours ago, President Biden held a press conference where he said he still hopes to complete Afghan evacuations by August 31st. Now, let's see what he means exactly by Afghan evacuations. Any American in Afghanistan who wants to come back to the United States will be able to do so by the 31st of August of this month.
And if not, then what? They shut off all the media to everybody so we don't know what the hell is going on?
Well, look, that is contingent upon Joe Biden actually keeping his promise, too, which I think is another factor.
Another thing, Biden said he hopes.
Yeah, what the hell's up with this dude?
Yeah, hopes. Yeah, who said that? Was that you, Devin, or Banker?
Yeah, that was Devin.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. Key word. All right, so 1 hour ago, the New York Times updated their Afghanistan news. Let's see here. Biden says Afghan evacuation deadline may be extended. Washington. President Biden said Sunday that his administration may extend his August 31st deadline for removing all American troops from Afghanistan. He pledged that all evacuated Afghan allies will be given a home in the United States after they are screened and vetted at bases in other countries. Quoting Biden, we will welcome these Afghans who helped us in the war effort over the last 20 years to their new home in the United States.
Other countries screen for the U.S.?
No, we are going to be screening them at our foreign U.S. military bases. So according to President Biden, they are going to come out of Afghanistan. They're going to travel to U.S. military bases in other countries, I assume like Italy, Germany, Kuwait, those processing stations we have. And then if they pass a vetting in the background and a screening process, while they are housed and secured inside a U.S. military installation in a different country, they will then be granted access to the United States.
Well, then it goes back to what Banker said. What if they have this mindset to just push through and sneak into our country to cause even more harm?
Oh,
Boom.
You know that's what's going to happen.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, this has been a very good discussion, guys. Jessica, are you still there? You have any thoughts on this? I know you're probably dealing with your car. She's dealing with her car, but that's okay. So, yeah, I mean, this will be something that we check in with over weeks, guys. I know that this situation is unfolding, and we will do our best on our show to keep y'all in the loop as far as what happens with the Afghanistan and the whole Middle East crisis in general. But, yeah, so far we've quoted the New York Times and USA Today on the Biden thing.
Yeah. I think one thing that also interests me is the comparison between Vietnam and Afghanistan. People are calling it like our second failure. You know. So like one popular picture that's been going around is a helicopter flying off the embassy in Vietnam. And then that same exact helicopter, that same scene recreated in Afghanistan with the helicopter leaving from the embassy in Afghanistan. And people are talking about like, you know, this is literally Saigon 2.0.
History repeating itself.
Yeah. Seems to be that way.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, it's been interesting. It's been a good conversation we've had on the show tonight about it, so I appreciate all of y'all's contribution to it. Before we go forward and wrap up, let's talk about what we got for the next week. Devin, what do you got going on over there being quiet in the corner?
Basically just paving.
Fill us in on what's going on in the life of
Staying
Devin
out in
between
the heat.
now and when we come into our next
Even
show.
What do you?
We were just curious. I gave you the platform, man. Banker. Other than closing deals, getting people to sign up for 35% APR credit cards, and of course, making avocado condoms. What do you got going on the next week? Fill us in.
So it started on Monday. I'm going to be studying and hitting the gym.
You start what?
My classes for school.
Oh, you're starting school.
Yeah. And then
What are you hoping to accomplish with that?
How to make con?
so it's a personal goal of mine, just to have that degree. I'd be the first person in my family. And when I got disqualified from the armed forces, it was kind of a big thing for me to pursue another dream. So yeah.
Well,
it's not so much the value of the diploma, because the piece of paper, it's kind of worthless now, but it's definitely something I still strive for.
It is. Well, you're making big moves too. I mean, you're on at least 2 podcast shows that I know of, Weekly Wallet Wagers and The Way We See It. You've got an ammunitions company that is now nationwide. You're moving. You're a banker, for starters. I'd say you're making moves, John.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, Monday we'll be finding out if I'm flying to North Carolina August 1st to the 5th.
What do you mean finding out?
We get lit. We're getting lit.
Putting in a request for it. We'll find out.
Yep. Devin, we're going to have to take him out when he gets here.
Oh, we gotta take him to the junction. There's a mechanical bull inside the bar and live music. A lot of fun.
Now you're back, Jessica. We've been waiting on our segment. We're waiting on Jess's journey. That's what we said it was. When we check in with Jessica. Jessica, tell us about Jess's journey.
Jess's journey. Let's see. Journey with work travel, or is it just...
It was more like a spin-off Will's World, but like Jess's journey, for you to talk about yourself.
How do I talk about myself? That's shocking. A woman that doesn't know how to talk about themselves. Well, I'm in HR now, so I'm just working my butt off doing some direct marketing. Well, I'm not doing it. I'm doing back-end work. But went to the beach, just got my spare back on my tire, which is cool.
Good for you.
Cool. And last night was a lot of fun. I went to the junction, which was the place I was talking to you guys about. I took my sister there. And
is it on the recommendation list?
Oh, 100%. It's out in Benson, so it's a little bit of a drive, at least for me. But definitely
that would be for Luke. That's out in your neck of the woods, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's about the same distance for everybody here. It's like 45 for me.
Yeah.
That'd be like what for me, dude?
I was gonna say it'd be like an hour and a half for me. It'd be like 2.5 hours for Devin. It'd be like 2.5 days for the banker.
Well, Raleigh's like an hour or 2.
I might start guac and like a market brand outside the office. Let's guac about it. And because there's construction workers all over the place, and just make some side cash in the office.
That'd be perfect for our condoms.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's guac about it.
Let's guac about it.
Hey, we're gonna get some made. In all seriousness, so Aya, our video editor, who's also on the show. So Aya, she'll be listening to this tomorrow when she edits it to put it up on Apple Podcasts for all you guys to listen to. So Aya, when you hear this, I want you to look in to us getting some condoms made, preferably out of the same material that comes out of avocados for making latex. And we're gonna put the podcast branding stuff on them, and then we're gonna ship them to all of us so we can then go give them away to people.
Yeah, then product.
We're gonna send 500 to Jessica. Yeah, send 500 to Jessica. Send 500 to Devin. Send 500 to the banker. Send me and Luke 500.
I want 1,000.
Yeah.
I need some from my son.
500 to try out and 500 to eat.
Yeah, that's right. You already know.
Oh gosh, this is a family show. We got to keep this PG-13. Well, Jessica, thank you for joining back with us. We're sorry to hear about your tire, but sounds like you've got a full week ahead. So congrats on the new job, by the way.
Thank you.
Hey, buddy. Hey, Devin, who's your sidekick?
This would be Big Brother.
I hear you. Hey, buddy, what's your name? Oh, he left. All right. Hey, and last up tonight, guys, we got Luke on the ballot. Luke, what's your week looking like? You have probably the most interesting one. You're our political consultant out taking meetings and fighting CRT and adopting sheep and goats and crap during the week. I mean, you have the most bizarre picture to paint for us. Luke?
I don't think he's here. I think he might have left.
Oh no, it says he's here and unmuted. I don't know. I guess we lost Luke, guys. Until we get him back, that's about all we have for tonight's show. Thank y'all for joining us. Again, y'all can check us out on willsworldchannel.com or by Googling Will's World Podcast and Audio on YouTube. Check us out. Look us up on Facebook and social media, guys. Devin, you're on Facebook, Instagram, right?
Yes, sir. The Devin.
All right, Baker, what's that handle?
Instagram, JHILLIER999. And then on Facebook, it's a little personal, preferably not to add, but you can also add me on Snapchat, John Hillier. So.
Because Snapchat isn't personal. Facebook, though, way too personal.
Facebook's got my
Thanks for saying that, Jessica, so I didn't have to. Jessica, how do we reach you?
Instagram, my first and last name and the number 19.
Okay. That's not your birth year, is it? Is that the year you made an Instagram?
No. I don't really know why I picked that number, if I'm being honest. I did it when I was a kid.
It was available.
My birthday was past week, though.
Oh, happy birthday. Yeah, you didn't tell us that.
Yeah.
Shame on us for not knowing.
I did tell us that, actually.
Who?
Would you like us to sing right now?
Oh my God, would you guys?
Yes, John, Devin, we're going to sing happy birthday on the count of 3. Are y'all ready?
2,
1,
3,
2,
3.
Happy birthday to you.
Come on, Baker.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jessica Burnett. Look her up on Instagram, Facebook, social media. Happy birthday to Jeff. There we go.
Cha.
Baker, you have no team spirit.
Yes, Baker, you suck. You're not even a good
Yeah.
backup dancer. I'm trying to get my key out.
Whatever. Guys, this has been another episode of The Way We See It with Jessica, with Luke, with the banker, with Devin, and myself, Will. Thank y'all for joining us. We'll see you next episode.